Well, families had to ditch their cars and their homes as crews tried to get the fires burning in L.A. under control. Those flames forcing more than 100,000 people from their homes. We remember these images right here. Folks in Altadena yesterday at a senior assisted living care facility having to be evacuated and wheeled out ahead of the flames by law enforcement. Thankfully, they got all those folks out. But for more on this, to talk about what we've seen these last couple of days, we want to bring in lifelong California resident and Republican strategist Matt Klink. Matt, thanks for coming on tonight. Let's rewind the clock to yesterday. The first alerts go out that a fire's broken out in the Palisades. We all see that little smoke plume start off, and then it starts expanding quickly. And all of a sudden, Sunset Boulevard has bulldozers going down it, clearing away Teslas, Cybertrucks, and Porsches because people couldn't get out in time. Just give us your thoughts on what we've seen these last couple days.
Well, you know, Bill, this is not a surprise. I mean, we have Santa Ana winds. They ever since I've been a little kid, we've had Santa Ana winds. I think, though, what is the surprise is that the quickness and the speed with which these flames just engulfed communities. I mean, if you look at the alphabet streets in the Palisades, it looks like a scene you would see of a plane flying over, you know, Tokyo in World War II. It really, it's horrid. And I think that right now people are still dealing with the fires, obviously. And a lot of people that I know have lost their homes, but they're asking a lot of really, really tough questions about, you know, how did this happen? How could the mayor, for example, cut $17 million from the fire department? How could the chief of LA, the fire department, write a letter to the mayor on December the 4th, say, this cut will have a detrimental effect on our ability to respond to wildfires? And then we don't have water in some places, or the pressure's not right. I mean, the problem with Los Angeles right now, and a couple of your viewers have said it, or your guests have said it, is that we pay a lot in taxes, and the city always has money for the pet progressive project. The essentials are not getting done. And I think people are finally starting to get fed up in Los Angeles.
How much political damage do you think LA Mayor Karen Bass did to herself by being in Ghana when this broke out? I mean, this was forecasted several days in advance. Yeah. She had to have known this was coming, this windstorm at least, or at least the risk of a fire outbreak. But she was in Ghana when it broke out. I know she said she raced back as soon as she could, but there are a lot of ticked off Angelinos upset about the fact that she wasn't here as the Palisades burned. Your thoughts on the fallout that comes with that?
Well, look, when she was in Congress, completely understandable for her to go to Ghana. She is the chief executive of the second largest city in the United States. Her job is to be here. So I think that she's had a very long honeymoon. She won convincingly in 2022. She's on the ballot in 2026. LA is an overwhelming Democratic city, and we run a nonpartisan race for all city offices. But this one's going to sting. Today was not her finest hour. She did not look like she was put together when she got off that airplane at LAX. She couldn't answer some very, very fundamental questions. And I think that the damage, and don't forget the west side of Los Angeles, those are her people. They were her supporters. Well, now I don't know if they're going to be her supporters after what's happened. So it's going to hurt. It's not going to be a long-term problem for her just because the Democrats rule the roost in California. But look, You saw what happened with Prop 36 in 2024, where we as Californians overwhelmingly reacted because the crime problem had gotten out of control because of progressive policies. This may prompt some change in the city of Los Angeles.
Yep, and only time will tell. First, we got to get these fires out and these people safe. Matt Klink, thank you so much for your time tonight. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.